Welcome back to my dark corner of this sick world.
Why not tell us a story of vampires?
5 years ago, when we reviewed The Playgirls and the Vampire, we posed a question. Actor Walter Brandy, in the same year that he made this film, also made The Vampire and the Ballerinas. Should we review that as well? And someone finally responded.
Good evening.
I'm kidding, we found a good copy. Although we do appreciate the responses. The Vampire and the Ballerinas is an early example of the Italian Gothic film and opens with shadows and young female victims.
No!
Another victim.
The girl's body is taken back to the house of the Professor, who has guests.
What can we do to help, Professor?
Well, the Professor is playing host to a troupe of ballet dancers. Why not? Obvious vampire bait.
They will attack anyone, especially young women.
Who will protect these talented and flexible young women?
I'll stand guard. Count on me. And I'll bring my bloodhounds along.
The locals have their own solution.
There's a vampire in the region. String garlic around your necks and carry crosses.
Your neck? No. What you need is...
garlic up to your ass.
The girls are accompanied by their choreographer, Giorgio.
What are you girls up to?
I love my job. Who is dating one of the girls.
Oh, Louisa. Now stop teasing her.
Louisa?
Louisa. Louisa!
At this point, surrounded by a chorus of 36 dancers, I walk on stage for the grand finale, and the ovation is overwhelming.
We're pulling out all the stops this week. Back to Giorgio and Louisa.
See you tomorrow.
Wait, what? The Professor is putting them up as a favour to his nephew Luca.
Luca, I'm very pleased to have your friends here.
He particularly enjoys the rehearsals.
Hopla!
Okay, kids, let's go.
Surprisingly, that looks like ballet. That less so. Even less. In the afternoon, while the others frolic, Luca takes Francesca aside.
Please, say you'll marry me.
You're proposing to me in a cave? While elsewhere, the girl from earlier is buried in her windowed coffin.
It's all I have.
I hate to be a bother, but...
What in the world?
But that night, the vampire seeks her out. Not your standard romantic vampire, but he's here to rescue her.
Get back into your coffin. It is your coach to the kingdom of the dead.
But then,
And this time you die, never to rise again.
that girl's had a terrible 48 hours. After the afternoon frolic, Luca, Louisa and Francesca go for a walk and get lost, with bad weather closing in.
Strange place to find a castle.
There's always a castle.
The Castle of the Damned.
Castle of the Damned?
We can stay in there.
Yep, that sounds like a good idea. Inside,
I bid you welcome.
Countess Alda invites them to stay for tea, served by her servant, Herman. But Louisa wanders off again. She returns to her friends, who are none the wiser. But as they are leaving, Countess Alda stops Luca.
I hope to see you again.
Thank you.
Luca just got engaged. I'm sure he won't. Wow, I'm so glad I came back. While Luca tests the parameters of engaged, Louisa gets a nocturnal visitor. I like that the film is harking back to Stoker, but things are about to get complicated.
I'm the prisoner of a monster.
Not uncommon for a vampire to have live-in young ladies.
He only pretends to be my servant.
So Herman is the vampire and pretending to be her servant, 'cause a little role play spices up a relationship. And now... So he drinks the girl's blood, then she drinks his? That doesn't seem like he's the master.
Now it's done. You were a monster again. You're hideous. Hideous.
Then again,
Only I hold the source of youth and beauty, and only I have the power to destroy you when I like to turn your body's flesh to ashes by one ray of the sun.
whatever. He now comes for Francesca. I don't want to look at the cross, but for some reason I can't look away. Why did you turn away? She escapes, but the vampires don't give up so easily, this time using Louisa. That's my ride. She persuades Francesca to come with her, claiming that Luca has been cheating on her, which of course he has. And
Luca?
That's the voice of Francesca. Why did she go out again? Quick, come on.
way too late to use the word quick. Fortunately, Francesca has escaped, the world's most ineffectual vampire.
This time you can't escape me, you're mine. Come here.
The vampires give chase. Then just drive by, heading back to the castle with Louisa, who was already in their power.
This is where you'll stay for all eternity.
Small detail, in makeup, Walter Brandy's maniacal laugh is effective. Out of makeup, he looks like a young Ernie Wise. Luca and Giorgio enter the castle and, following a brief altercation,
Look out!
leave again, only to find Louisa.
She's dead, Luca. She's dead.
Dead?
There's only one way we can still save her.
This must be some novel definition of the word dead of which I was not previously aware. Back into the castle.
They've disappeared.
They've gone into another room. You thought they'd just stand in the hallway waiting for you? This climax has all the symptoms of, let's just get this done. Hammer should have copyrighted the candlestick cross. I still want to know what the deal is with this codependent vampire relationship.
Help me, Luke. I've been his slave for 400 years.
It's not true.
I'm none the wiser. Does Luca get punished for cheating on Francesca?
You shall die.
Can't have my fiancé finding out.
I've lived only for you.
Incidentally, I'd have instantly identified Francesca as the lead, and she vanishes completely from the climax. What about Louisa?
And perhaps now Louisa will live again.
You know, maybe. Anything's possible. Do you think the audience will care? Nah, roll credits. This is the Euro-Gothic trend starting as it means to go on. Some great atmosphere, some good ideas, some sexy ladies, all thrown together with a vague story and a conclusion that solves nothing. The Playgirls and the Vampire is actually more coherent.
No!
Thanks for watching. For a more coherent vampire story, check out my book, The Immortal Dracula. There's a link in the description below. Doesn't feel like ballet played a massive role here, so there's a niche that's gone unexploited. Your pitches for a ballet-based vampire film in the comments below.
Get out. You're a monster. Leave me alone.